If you want to be hitting huge ults with Illari, then you're going to have to watch out for a number of counter abilities first. In this video, I will not only show you everything that counters Illari's Captive Sun, but also provide a solution for each ability so you can get more out of each ultimate. I tested everything here with the help of my community Discord server, so if you want to get involved in future videos or catch me live on Twitch, then check out my socials page, promotiongaming.info/socials. Let's dive right in with the tank counter abilities. D.va's defense matrix will eat your projectile, which in turn has a huge hitbox. You can either wait out the 3 seconds of matrix and fire, or fly past D.va and shoot her backline instead. Doomfist can cancel your ult completely with his punch's stun, which should be easy to avoid while flying in the air. Watch out if you are using your ult on him though, as his block can reduce incoming damage and require more hits to trigger the Captive Sun explosion, so aim to trigger other targets instead. Meteor Strike can cleanse the Sunstruck effect, so try to track when he might have his ult. Junker Queen can save herself with Commanding Shout as it grants 150 temporary overhealth, but this won't save her teammates as it only grants them 50. Try to bait this ability out before using your ult so her allies can't escape with the speed boost. Orisa can eat up the projectile with her Javelin Spin, again with your large projectile hitbox, so try to bait that out or go for her backline. Her Javelin Pro can also cancel your ultimate, so either bait this one out or try to shoot your ult very quickly after activating it. Watch out for her Fortify as it can reduce incoming damage and require more hits to trigger the Captive Sun explosion. In this case, aim to trigger other targets instead. Ramatra can block both the Captive Sun projectile and the explosion with his shield, so either bait this one out or gain some height for a better firing angle, but watch out for his Vortex, which will prevent you from doing so. Ramatra's block can reduce incoming damage and require more hits to trigger the Captive Sun explosion, so aim to trigger other targets instead. Reinhardt can cancel your ultimate if you get pinned or hit with Shatter, but flying Reinhardts are fairly rare, so you should be fine with this one. If you are worried though, use your outburst to gain some height first and then use your ult. Reinhardt's shield can also block both your ult's projectile and explosion, and can be aimed upwards, so keep an eye out for when his shield is broken, or if he strays away from his teammates. Roadhog can cancel your ultimate with his hook, but has a 6-second cooldown, so keep an eye on when he uses it. His Take a Breather ability can both reduce the incoming damage required to trigger the Captive Sun explosion, and out-heal any damage you throw at him, so try to combine this with Anna's Nade or something that will cancel his healing ability. Sigma's shield can block both your ultimate's projectile and explosion, and again can be aimed upwards, so keep an eye out for when his shield is broken, or if he aims it upwards, you can shoot the ground where the line of sight is not blocked. Watch out for both the Kinetic Grasp, which can eat your projectile, and the Rock, which can stun you out of your ability. Both of these abilities should be tracked or baited before using Captive Sun. Winston can place his bubble to block both your ult projectile and explosion, so track this ability, or, if you're brave enough, fly through it and shoot inside the bubble instead. Zarya's bubbles can block both your ult's projectile and explosion, and can cleanse the Sunstruck effect if used after being hit. So make sure you bait both bubbles out first, as they can be used to protect her backline too. Watch out for her Graviton Surge, which won't cancel your ult, but will make getting a good angle much more difficult. This should be easy to avoid while in the air, but be aware of any walls that could have you trapped. Tanks in general all have strong counters to your ultimate, and with their larger health pool allowing them to survive being hit, I don't advise you aim for tanks at all, and instead aim for the squishy targets. So let's have a look at the DPS counters, which are generally less evasive. Cassidy's Grenade can hinder your flight for a short duration, but does not cancel your ultimate, so try to track this ability if you plan on flying up or over environmental hazards. His ultimate will also reduce incoming damage, so be aware that he may need some extra shots to finish off. Genji can reflect the Captive Sun projectile, which suffers from a large hitbox issue, so this is an important one to either bait out or track. The reflect is shorter than your ult duration, so don't hesitate to wait this one out. Mei can block both your ult's projectile and explosion with her Ice Wall, but with a 12-second cooldown, this should be an easy one to track. Mei's Cryo Freeze can also block Captive Sun and cleanse the Sunstruck effect, so bait this one out if she is within the targeted group. If you are unfortunate enough to get caught in Maze Blizzard, the freeze will cancel your ult, so avoid activating it inside so you don't waste it. Reaper can both avoid being hit and cleanse the Sunstruck effect with his Wraith form, so bait or track this ability before using your ult. Sombra can cancel your ult both with a hack and with her EMP. Hitting an invisible Sombra will reveal her, but she can cleanse the effect with her Translocator, and if you're not quick, she can go invisible again to prevent you from triggering the Sunstruck effect. Sombra is a high-risk enemy, and I would advise forcing her to translocate out of the fight before using her ult for the best results. Symmetra's ultimate can block Captive Sun's projectile and explosion, so either wait this one out or fly through it. Just keep in mind that your teammates may not be able to help trigger the Sunstruck explosion. Torb can survive a triggered Sunstruck explosion with his Overload ability, so remember to deal a little more damage if he uses it. Tracer can cleanse the Sunstruck effect by recalling, so bait or keep track of this ability where possible. The movement speed reduction does not apply to her blink, so Tracer will be a difficult target to trigger, and I advise aiming to trigger her allies instead. These abilities of course don't take into account the enemy supports and their heals, which can save all players who receive at least 100 health before the Sunstruck explosion. I won't count these heals as a counter ability, but keep this in mind when aiming at the backline. There are some very important support abilities that you need to track, however. Ana can cancel your ultimate entirely with her Sleep Dart, so track this ability carefully. Her Nano Boost will also reduce damage taken to her allies, so remember to deal extra damage to nanoed enemies, or, if possible, wait until the nano duration ends. Baptiste's Immortality Lamp can prevent death entirely, but the Sunstruck explosion will damage the lamp within a 5-meter radius, and can kill the lamp and enemies within with multiple explosions. Brigitte's shield can block your ultimate's projectile and explosion, but is much weaker than tank shields, so time your ult with her shield breaking. Keep an eye out for Brigitte's rally, as the larger shield bash will cancel your ultimate, so get some distance from her first, or wait out the rally duration. Kiriko can cleanse the Sunstruck effect on herself and allies with her Suzu, and even prevent the initial explosion damage if timed correctly. This is one of the biggest counters to your ult, so baiting or tracking this ability is a must. Kiriko can also cleanse the Sunstruck effect on herself with her Swift Step, but will carry the explosion to her teammates if you're able to trigger it before she teleports. Lifeweaver's Petal Platform can block Captive Sun from underneath, but a well-aimed shot at the side of a platform will still get anyone hiding on there. His Life Grip will save enemies who are about to die from a Sunstruck explosion, but will not cleanse the effect. I advise prioritizing Lifeweaver as he has a large hitbox, and if he does pull teammates to him, they will also take his explosion damage. Watch out for the Tree of Life, however, as it can both block the projectile and explosion, and out-heal the Sunstruck explosion damage by itself, so tracking this ult will be important. Lucio's Beat will counter the Captive Sun damage for all of his nearby allies, so wait until he is far from his team or track when he may have his ult available. Moira can use her Fate to cleanse the Sunstruck effect, but in a similar fashion to Kiriko, will carry the explosion with her if triggered first. Moira's ultimate can also out-heal the Captive Sun damage for both herself and allies, so tracking this will be important. Zenyatta can out-heal himself and his team from Captive Sun, and cleanse the Sunstruck effect by using Transcendence, so bait this out first. If you do hit Zen during his Transcendence, however, he will keep the Sunstruck effect, and you can trigger it afterwards. But keep in mind that Zen cannot take damage during his ult, so don't waste any time shooting him. And that wraps up all the Captive Sun counters. If you're looking for more details on how Illari's other abilities work, then you should definitely check out my in-depth ability and movement guide, or check out my live streams on Twitch where I have been maining the new hero. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.